Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. With Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan, and it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. First, for the Rockets, all out there with Harden. They've got P.J. Tucker. We'll be watching him boxing out, maneuvering for the easy baskets inside. They'll be counting certainly on his production. And for the Wizards, Russell Westbrook out there with Bradley Beal. They've got Bryant. Each and every night, so important to utilize that size under the basket, and you know he'll be contributing in every way he can here tonight. Then there's Brown. Now here's Westbrook, and the pass to Bryant. The 7-footer falls. Bryant's got the game going here with the first basket for the Wizards.
For the Wizards, I thought injury is a big reason they didn't have the season they hoped for. They do have some things they can build off of, though. The one that sticks out to me was how they were able to improve their defense last year and became pretty good at limiting easy shots.
And Washington has possession. It's Brown on the wing. Shot from 12, and the shot is good. Now the Rockets with it. 4-point game. Harden kicks to Wall. Harden. Back to Wall. Stolen by Westbrook. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. And going back to what you said, Clark, about the Wizards, they did improve dramatically in terms of defense and had one of the top 10 Ds in the league. Steve, not bad for a team that is clearly building around youth.
And that's a great sign, because normally when you have young players, you struggle defensively more than at the offensive end. So this is a group that has plenty of potential, and I think we're seeing that this season. As they continue to get better in terms of rebounding and boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that.
Covington. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. It's his first trip to the line. First free throw is good. And the Rockets making a change here. Good on both.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line.
And Beal kicks to Westbrook. 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here is House. He's covered by Westbrook. Here's Harden. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for two.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that.
Rockets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. The first free throw is good. Houston making a switch here. Harden hits them both. 5 seconds left to play here in the first. Ball with the steal. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Wizards out front. They're up.
Come on in, let's go.
We got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end. You know, if you're in a fight to get into the playoffs out west like the Rockets were last season, you have to make sure you get every win you can when you play against the Eastern Conference. Their success against the Eastern Conference was a big part of how they squeezed that 8th seed.
Well, Clark, you were talking about the Rockets against the East, a record of 21-9 against the conference. And Steve, it was one of the better marks in the West.
Yeah, it was the same win total as the Clippers and Thunder, who both won their divisions. So only the Spurs and Grizzlies did better in that regard. And the Rockets were full of scoring potential, and I think just happened to catch teams in the East off guard a little bit.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the Wizards were a volatile team last year. At times they looked really good, other times they looked terrible. And that happened throughout the season. One place where they consistently looked better than their record was when they played against the Western Conference.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, last year, Dwayne Wade set a career high for field goal percentage at over 50%. D-Wade said, quote, "Back when I had the team, I was the top player. I had to shoot shots I wasn't comfortable with. I made some, I missed a lot. I have a different role on this team. I don't have the ball all the time, so I need to take shots that come and understand which shots are my shots." Kevin, you gotta love the dedication to efficiency for the team's sake.
That's why he's a champion, Doris. Thanks. And Carroll gets it to go. And going back to the Wizards playing against the West for a moment, they were relatively one of the strongest teams, Steve, in the East when playing Western Conference opponents.
Pretty interesting stat, isn't it? 14-16 against the West, which may not sound like much, but hey, that qualified for 5th best record in the East. So it was a team that really started to play well down the stretch and play well against good teams, too. Boy, it's no wonder they've got the lead. Their shooting has really picked up here in the second quarter.
You know, you don't expect the team, Steve, to shoot in the 60% range the entire game. But if they can hover around that mark, well, they'll run away with this one.
He kicks it to Ienga. 5 to shoot. Here's Wagner. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, offensively, he's just one of those guys that needs a touch of space to get his shot up. That's all. And if he runs his man off a screen or somehow finds an opening, that's it. He's going to let that thing go.
And Steve, you know, he's also got a full arsenal of moves in the post. I mean, you can't believe how many tricks this guy has up his sleeves. He's full of them.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Wall. Number 3 off target.
And no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway. How much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
The tray that misses would have kind of had it gone in. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Rockets lead by 2. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Brute.
Now, presented by Sprint. NBA The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from Carroll.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because the numbers don't jump out at you, but you think about how hard he's played and the number of things he's done well. He's really helped his club.
Yeah, he has. I mean, trust me, he's getting it done. He's making winning plays, whether they show up in the numbers column or not. He's impacting the game.
Harden defended by Beal. And Harden with the basket on the assist by House. That's 7 points for James Harden.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him. Houston found their way back into the playoffs last season, but really it wasn't because they were a tough team on the road. They only had 16 wins away from Houston last season.
And Westbrook, here we go. Drops in the layup for 2.
His body control is what I noticed. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play, even with the defender draped all over. He's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And also, there aren't many players better at anticipating an opponent's next move, waiting for his moment and then jumping in the way of a pass to come up with the steal. He's got that mastered.
Brown outside. Back to Westbrook. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And Greg, you were talking about the Rockets weren't nearly as troublesome to teams last year when they found themselves in the away locker room. Mostly, Steve, it came down to their offense not having quite as much punch.
Well, most teams don't score as much on the road as they do at home, but for the Rockets, 5 points differential between home and away, it's pretty dramatic. And I think that was one of the reasons why we saw them struggle when they left Houston and tried to get a ring.
And that one's good. House.
How about the passing here? Moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
They kick out to Brown. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Westbrook. The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's Beal. Good D by Harden. Here's Wall. No run. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The 4th quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Houston.
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
The other thing that jumps out to me is just the big number of assists they have. The offensive efficiency has been a major factor.
Obvious foul. Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
He gets the first one, and that brings them within 2. And the Rockets making a change here. Was checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And here we go with James Harden. And that jump to finish it out. Beauty.
They've got to bring the double team on him. I would have expected to see that already.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Houston. That free throw good from Harden.
He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Bryant.
He absolutely hammers them. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Back to Harden. Pass to Wall. Harden outside. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Washington trailing. This is the Bryant. Westbrook. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. Harden with it. Picked up by Brown. Wall passes to Harden. 52 seconds left to play here in the 4th.
Oh, what a clutch shot. That could be the difference maker. Big, big moment in this game.
Now here's Westbrook. The dish now to Bryant. Back to Westbrook. It's off his foot. And the ref saying he kicked it. There's 38 seconds left in the 4th. Left side, Brown. Clock at 6. From deep. Shot is off. Rockets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
Time running low here. They need a hoop.
Yeah, score quickly and then foul him right away.
For 3, Westbrook. And it's Westbrook again missing. Now Wall. And that's an intentional foul. That's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. There's Beal with the 3. It's off. So Houston wins it. That was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Curry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time.